Imagine you are cruising down the highway on a long road trip and suddenly your car refuses to maintain its speed no matter how many times you tap that button on your steering wheel. It is frustrating and honestly a bit exhausting for your leg. But this is exactly what happens when your engine control module triggers the P0587 trouble code. This specific error points to a low electrical signal in your cruise control vent control circuit, which is a fancy way of saying the brain of your car cannot talk to the valve that manages the vacuum pressure needed to hold your throttle steady. Now, do not panic because your car is still perfectly safe to drive to your destination, but you will definitely miss that smooth hands-free throttle feel until this is sorted out. The most common culprit behind this headache is usually a worn-out cruise control switch, or a sneaky vacuum leak somewhere in the lines which messes up the mechanical work the servo has to do. If you are the type who likes to get your hands dirty, you can start by checking the wiring harness for any obvious signs of rubbing or corrosion, but most of the time you are looking at replacing that switch on the column. Just a heads up though, if you are diving into the steering wheel to swap a switch, you must disconnect your battery first, because you do not want to mess with the airbag while it is powered up. Once you have the column covers off and safely move the airbag cluster out of the way, you can unbolt the faulty switch and put the new one in. If the electrical side looks good, definitely trace those vacuum lines from the servo back to the intake, because a tiny crack in a rubber hose can trigger this exact code by preventing the vent from holding the right pressure. It is a low-severity issue, but getting it fixed early prevents other electrical gremlins from popping up later and ensures your next highway drive is as relaxing as it should be.